Hello guys, it is me again, it's HorrorFan34, and welcome back to another video, and welcome to Day 5 of this 31 Days of Horror in October marathon. Now that we are on Day 5, hope you guys have been enjoying the reviews so far. I know quite a few people have enjoyed them, Jason and Lauren and Sean and, things like that, Rob, Alex, anybody out there who's watching these. Thank you very much for all your kind comments so far. Really having a fun time doing this once again. Like I said, had a lot of fun doing this the year before, and having a lot of fun doing it this year. Now we're getting on to the 5th film that I'll be reviewing for this month, and I figured I couldn't go throughout the month of October without talking about a fantastic horror anthology. It's my favorite horror anthology of all time, and of course that review is going to be on Creepshow. The classic film from 1982, directed by George Romero. I mean, everybody knows about Creepshow. When it comes to, horror anthology movies, this is, the top one that a lot of horror fans always think of. This and the sequel I really do enjoy. I really do enjoy Creepshow 2. Creepshow 3 was a piece of crap. But other horror anthologies, really do enjoy Body Bags that John Carpenter and Tobe Hooper directed together. Also really enjoy Quicksilver Highway with Christopher Lloyd. That's another really good anthology movie and things like that. But still, I still think Creepshow is the best horror anthology, and it's my favorite anthology horror film. And you have a fantastic cast of people. You have Hal Holbrook, Adrienne Barbeau, Leslie Nielsen, Ted Danson, even Stephen King himself is in one of the segments as well, which is actually on the cover there, right over here. But, I mean, basically, if you don't know what Creepshow is, it's basically 5 short stories in one movie. I say my 2 favorite ones out of the 5 are the Tide one, where Leslie Nielsen buries Ted Danson, his head into the sand, he buries him in the sand, all you can see is his head sticking out, and the tide's coming in, and Leslie Nielsen also buried Ted Danson's wife in the tide, and the tide comes up on them and it drowns and kills them. Then they come back later, and they get revenge on Leslie Nielsen, and then they bury him in the sand when the tide's coming up. I say that's my favorite segment of the movie. I also really do enjoy the crate one, with this creature being locked inside of the crate and things like that. But of course, you can't forget the other stories as well. I still think the other 3 stories are pretty good, but I still think though the crate one and the one with Leslie Nielsen are the best ones for me personally. But the one with actually on the cover with the birthday cake, Father's Day, about a birthday cake on Father's Day and things like that. Everybody knows about that one. The one with Stephen King himself, where he plays this backwoods kind of guy, and this thing falls from the sky, like this meteor-looking thing, and he touches it, and it starts growing grass all over him, and it's basically turning into I guess you would say a plantation. It's being infested with grass. His house, all this grass and mold stuff starts growing all over his body and his house, and because he touched this thing and now it's on him. And of course, the one that I also can't, I don't want to forget is the last segment in here where with the cockroaches and things like that. That was kind of a creepy one because I'm always a guy that cockroaches give me the EBGBs, if you know what I mean. But on top of that too, I forgot that, Tom Savini worked on the special effects and all that stuff for this, and Tom Savini has done a lot of great work over the years. The Burning, Friday the 13th Part 1 and 4, this movie, The Prowler. I mean, Tom Savini has done a lot of great stuff, makeup effect-wise, gore-wise, in movies, and I think this is another great one in his credits. Really do enjoy the cast, Hal Holbrook, Adrienne Barbeau. It always seems like Adrienne Barbeau is always in a lot of these. Adrienne Barbeau is always associated with all these horror things. terrific horror actress. The Fog, Creepshow. I'm sure there's other ones I'm not remembering at the moment. But Adrienne Barbeau, I mean, just fantastic horror actress. Leslie Nielsen, I miss Leslie Nielsen a lot. Not only was he really good at, you know, making you laugh with like The Naked Gun and things like that, he played a really creepy character in his segment in the movie. Just a really creepy character that he plays. He plays it really, really well. I think it's well directed by George Romero, written by Stephen King as well. I mean, George Romero, that's another guy I really miss, George Romero. I mean, when you think about George Romero, you think of, you know, Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead, Monkey Shines. I really do even enjoy Bruiser that he did, which I reviewed. I really do enjoy Bruiser. That's a pretty underrated movie. Love that movie. But and on top of that too, really glad that Scream Factory got their hands on this, because I know for the longest time this film was bare bones. I have the old Snapcase DVD from like many years ago when I got that for cheap. Bare bones, and I know when it came out on Blu-ray, it was bare bones. And I know that there was a special edition, I think like in England, or it was something like that. So, and then finally, and I also know they came out with that Just Desserts making up documentary on the movie. But now Scream Factory got their hands on it, and they did a terrific job on this. You know, brand new commentaries, brand new interviews. You have interviews with, so you got interviews with Michael Gornick. I know Michael Gornick actually went on to do Creepshow 2. But there's a lot of stuff on here: commentaries, deleted scenes, making ofs, interviews. I mean, Scream Factory really did a great job on this set. And then it's like a hardcover like case, which I really do like. But I know Roger Ebert really liked this movie. Romero and King have approached this movie with humor and affection, as well as an appreciation, as well as a major appreciation. I agree with Roger Ebert. Roger Ebert really did enjoy the film. And overall, I mean, it's just such a great horror anthology. You know, if you really do enjoy, I mean, if you haven't seen this movie, then you're definitely missing out. If you like movies like, or if you like shows like Tales from the Crypt, or you want to see like short horror stories, or like Tales from the Dark Side, or Night Gallery, like those kind of anthology, like short story kind of like movies, Creepshow is definitely the top one to go watch. And I also highly recommend the sequel as well. But that's all I'm going to say about Creepshow. I mean, what more can be said about Creepshow? So that is pretty much it for my review for Creepshow. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you guys next time. You guys take care.